Hey there guys, Gamerzx here. Battlefield 4 is just around the corner, especially the beta, which will start exclusively on October 1st, and the date October 4th will represent the open beta. But today I will touch a different topic, and that is to see what are all the maps which will be playable in the upcoming Battlefield 4 game. So if you know what, Battlefield 4 will launch with 10 maps and 7 game modes on its release date. However, with all the DLCs DICE has prepared for us, there will be likely more than 20 maps out there for us to experience the true Frostbite 3.0 engine in motion. I have created an in-detail preview of all the maps, where each thumbnail of the represented map will take you to that map in the video. So the 10 maps which will be available in the full game are as followed. The first one is possibly going to be called Dish, or another word for it is Rogue Transmission. Battlefield 4 Rogue Transmission is a multiplayer map set at a large observatory in China. The Rogue Transmission map in Battlefield 4 allows players to fight both on top of the giant antenna dish itself and under the dish as well, which features some lush vegetation. Rogue Transmission is centered around a giant observatory dish, much like the one at Arecibo. The map features both vehicle and infantry combat areas and has a large open space for jets and helicopters. I have also gathered some information which vehicles will be presented on the map. The vehicle selection is very balanced, with all the types of vehicles represented with the exception of boats. So there's gonna be tanks, APCs, helicopters, transport vehicles. Pause the video if you want to check in detail which exact vehicles are going to be presented on that map. So let's go to the second one, which you all know, and is called Siege of Shanghai. Battlefield 4 Siege of Shanghai is a multiplayer map that features an urban environment. As the name suggests, the map is set in the Chinese city of Shanghai. While Siege of Shanghai in Battlefield 4 is set in a city and focuses on infantry combat, there are numerous heavy and light vehicles on the map. The two factions battling are the US and the Chinese. Battlefield 4 Siege of Shanghai features 5 capture points, A, B, C, D and E. The central capture point is C, which gives the Battlefield 4 commander access to more powerful weapons. Initially, the C capture point is a tall tower. However, this can be brought down by explosives from players. The capture point is then turned into rubble and the whole map is covered with dust. Also, here are some vehicle information. There are several heavy and light Battlefield 4 vehicles available on this map. These include not only tanks but attack boats, attack helicopters and transport helicopters. Parcel Storm is a multiplayer map set in the South China Sea. Parcel Storm in Battlefield 4 focuses heavily on sea and air combat and features numerous boats, jets and helicopters for both teams. Also features dynamic weather, where the maps start out in sunny conditions which can later turn into a tropical storm. The new Revolution feature is also incorporated, where a naval ship steers into land, wreaking havoc on the scenery. Battlefield 4's Parcel Storm is a sea-based map, with plenty of open water for lots of boats. The capture points are scattered across small islands on the map, which features some light vehicles. Parcel Storm is mainly an air and sea map, and resembles somewhat Wake Island from previous games. So Battlefield 4 Parcel Storm vehicles are as followed. There is domination by sea and air vehicles. The fourth map is Operation Locker. It's an infantry-focused map set in a prison. Operation Lockers are very similar to the popular Battlefield 3 map Operation Metro. In addition, Operation Locker takes place at the top of a mountain, featuring lots of smaller and medium-sized rooms and jail cells. The Battlefield 4 Operation Locker layout is a closed-down, intense close-quarter map set in a prison, reminiscing of the close-quarter DLC maps from the previous games in the series. Operation Locker will be known for its indoor infantry-based combat, as it will not represent any vehicles whatsoever, at least that is if DICE wants to keep it that way. The fifth one, Flood Zone, is a multiplayer map that features a destroyable dam, where the entire map is flooded with water. As part of the new Revolution feature, Flood Zone in Battlefield 4 starts out as a regular map, but later changes and puts emphasis on naval combat, as the entire map is covered in water. Flood Zone is set in a Chinese town that sits next to a large dam. Players can destroy the dam, which floods the map, dramatically changes the gameplay. Streets are filled with water, making vehicles such as tanks and transport useless. Players will have to jump from building roof to building roof instead. So the vehicles are as followed, and features wide selection of land, air and sea vehicles. The next one is going to be called GOLMUD Railway. It's a large open map with heavy focus on vehicles, tanks, APCs, jets, helicopters. It's similar to the Armored Hill map from the Battlefield 3 DLC, where the capture points are spread out with the open fields between them. GOLMUD Railway in Battlefield 4 is based on a real-world location in China, and it features plenty of wide open fields and mountains as well. So like I summarized it, the map focuses on vehicle combat, where players have access to almost any vehicle type, with the exception of boats, of course. DAWNBREAKER is the next on our list. It's a typical urban map with focus on infantry combat, however there are still plenty of vehicles available to players. There is very little information of this map whatsoever. The next on our list is a map set in a tropical environment, HAINAN Resort, much like PARCEL Storm, but unlike that map, HAINAN Resort is more infantry focused. As the art for the map shows, it features a burning oil tanker in the background, which casts some grim clouds over the paradise resort. So the Battlefield 4 HAINAN Resort map takes place at a resort set on a tropical island. The map features mainly infantry combat, but also has light vehicles and boats as well. However, I'm unsure what type of vehicles will be there available. Battlefield 4 LANCANG Dam is a multiplayer map based around a large dam in a LANCANG area in China. The LANCANG Dam map in Battlefield 4 features a mix of vehicles and infantry combat, including naval combat as well. The map features both land, air and sea vehicles, as the main area of the map is surrounded by open waters from a riverside. In the Conquest mode there are 5 different capture points spread across the mainland that surrounds the large dam. So the vehicles are as followed. They're a wide selection of land, air and sea vehicles. And lastly, let's proceed to the final map on our list, ZAVOD 311. It's a multiplayer map set in Russia, of course. Now before I begin describing the map in detail, let's focus on its name. The map is set in Russia, therefore it also holds a Russian name of the ZAVOD, which translates to an institution or a factory of some sort. But the point is, I want to lay out how it should be properly pronounced, and that is ZAVOD. ZAVOD. I just want to destroy all the bureaucracy of the name, which will be pronounced terribly all over YouTube. So if you're watching this, remember how to spit it out. But just for this sake, I'm gonna use the ZAVOD to pronounce it. So ZAVOD 311 takes place at a Russian tank factory, where the gameplay consists of a mix of vehicles and infantry combat. As part of the new Revolution feature, players can detonate a warhead to bring down a massive chimney in the game, which alters the map and the gameplay. So the map offers a good mix between infantry and vehicle combat, and it's set in a forested area where the main objective is the large abandoned factory. Most of the vehicles are ground-based, such as tanks, APCs and the fast transport vehicles. That's it guys, thank you for watching my video of all the maps which will be included in the final game of Battlefield 4. Tell me which one of those is your favorite one and why so. Straight away I want to tell you that I'm not quite a fan of those huge maps in Battlefield 2 series, so my presumably favorite map is going to be Operation Locker, and probably also the HAINAN Resort map. And also the last one here, ZAVOD 311, is quite awesome. If you're new here, subscribe for some great in-depth weapon reviews for Battlefield 4 weapons and other great gaming videos. And every like is appreciated, as we little YouTubers do not stand out so much because the new YouTube rating system is not on our side, so appreciate every thumbs up there is. Until next time.